This audiobook unlocks the profound mystery of visualization mastery, where your thoughts instantly reshape the world around you. As you immerse yourself, you'll realize how planting vivid images in your consciousness turns dreams into your everyday existence. Start reshaping your fate right now. The Inner Secret and Introduction. Across centuries, echoes of sacred knowledge have vibrated in the sanctuaries of human insight. These eternal truths, like concealed gems eager for revelation, can lift your existence from ordinary to extraordinary. At this juncture, you hover on the edge of such an enlightening disclosure. The cosmos functions via unchanging principles as steadfast as the dawn's arrival and as dependable as seasonal cycles. Amid these principles rests a reality so mighty, so revolutionary, that those who seize its core possess the means to mold their world. This reality is visualization's strength, the link between idea and realization, between aspirations and their achievement. Your consciousness, that holy shrine of invention, contains a capability vastly superior to what you might comprehend. Inside its halls resides the force to forge existence itself, to interlace your life's fabric via strands of concentrated idea and sharp imagery. This isn't simple whimsy, but a tenet as antique as awareness itself. The primordial sages grasped that what occupies your consciousness forms your realm. When you shut your eyelids and depict a scene in your ideas, you aren't just fantasizing, you're participating in creation's initial phase. Every monumental success, every global marvel initially dwelled as an imagery in someone's consciousness before emerging in material shape. Consider your consciousness as a meadow and your ideas as grains. The pictures you foster, the imageries you cherish, these are the grains that will sprout into your reality's blossoms through visualization. You irrigate these grains with your focus's core, permitting them to embed in possibility's rich earth. As you embark on this holy voyage of unveiling, recall that you aren't acquiring novelty, but rediscovering what your essence eternally knew. The force to form your reality has perpetually inhabited you, awaiting arousal. Part 1. Awakening the Visionary Within. Chapter 1. The Overlooked Strength of Imagery. In the lush lowlands of a primordial territory resided a cultivator called Lena, who labored the identical plot season after season, producing solely moderate yields. Each cycle she dispersed her kernels with scant consideration, oblivious to the remarkable fertility beneath her steps. One afternoon, a knowledgeable elder strolled past her plot and watched her efforts. "Your ground contains more riches than a sovereign's vault," she informed her. "But you sow without imagery, without envisioning the plenty poised to emerge." She instructed her to grasp each kernel with veneration, to envision in her mind's vision the complete splendor of its potential. The subsequent cycle Lena sowed with fresh alertness, picturing splendid yields as she toiled. Her harvest that year surpassed all prior ones, the terrain answering her roused creativity. You, akin to Lena, tread upon ground abundant with promise. Your consciousness is a domain of boundless opportunity, awaiting your ambition's kernels to be embedded with deliberate purpose. In the same lineage, there existed a carver named Theo, who devoted his hours converting crude timber into elegant forms. Unlike peers who viewed only vacant wood, Theo would rest calmly before each log, his lids closed, his consciousness vibrant with pictures of the shape eager to appear. "The masterpiece already resides," he would declare. "I merely eliminate what hides it." Observers wondered at how his tools glided with such assurance, as if directed by an invisible energy. But Theo knew his mystery. Before his blade ever contacted timber, he had already finished the piece innumerable times in his mind's vision. These narratives convey a timeless fact. Imagery isn't simply a deed of creativity, but creation's very base itself. Just as Theo perceived the completed carving within the unhewn timber, and Lena learned to perceive bountiful produce in freshly sown plots, you hold this identical inventive strength. Pause now to center yourself in tranquility. Have nearby an empty sheet and marking tool. Shut your eyes and permit a lone sincere ambition to surface organically in your alertness. Do not compel or hasten this procedure. Let it unfold like a blossom opening to sunlight. When your ambition clarifies, view it in your mind with the identical accuracy Theo employed for his carvings. Observe every particular, every subtlety. Sense the feelings this picture evokes within you. Let yourself encounter it as though it were already realized. Now open your eyes and record what you viewed, seizing every lively detail. Describe not merely your ambition's external form, but the sentiments it stirs, the manner it engages your perceptions. This documented picture becomes like Lena's revered kernel planted in your awareness's nurturing ground, prepared to develop into realization. Chapter 2. The Cosmos as a Reflection. In the primordial metropolis of myriad echoes, a rover named Aria encountered herself in an enigmatic chamber lined with innumerable reflections. Each stride she advanced multiplied endlessly in the boundless echoes encircling her. At first, her bewilderment and apprehension appeared in all directions, thousands of perplexed visages gazing back. Yet as she halted to watch, she discerned something extraordinary. When her countenance altered, so did every echo. A faint grin bent her mouth, and abruptly the chamber brimmed with delight. Her creased forehead evoked concern in all paths. In that instant, Arya comprehended a fact as antique as eternity itself. The realm surrounding her was merely a reflection of her internal condition. This insight resounds through epochs addressing you now. Your life's situations, like those innumerable reflections, mirror the ideas and sentiments you harbor within. The principle of alignment murmurs this fact as inside, so outside. Every encounter you meet acts as a viewing glass, disclosing your internal realm's contents. Deep in the peaks there rests a holy pond so motionless that voyagers often confuse the heavens' echo for the heavens themselves. A knowledgeable instructor once led his pupils to this pond at daybreak. Watch, he directed, how the liquid echoes the skies flawlessly when undisturbed. Yet hurl a lone rock and the echo warps. The pond instructs us that when your consciousness is serene and lucid, it echoes your purest ambitions with impeccable sharpness. But when disturbed by uncertainty, dread, or disarray, these waves distort your purpose's echo into the realm. Your ideas aren't simply inactive watchers of reality. They are your experience's very designers. Each idea you cultivate hurls waves into existence's reflection, generating the realm you perceive before you. When you grasp this tenet, you possess the means to revolutionize your reality. Seek a serene instant with your notebook. Shut your eyes and let your alertness float to a repeating idea that often visits you. It might be a concern that regularly emerges, a wish that repeatedly flourishes, or a conviction that steadily molds your decisions. Now open your eyes and inscribe this idea at your page's summit. Beneath it, investigate how this idea has appeared in your present situations. Observe the understated and evident manners this internal design has birthed external encounters. Write without criticism, merely watching the linkage between your internal and external worlds. This routine unveils the vibrant bond between your ideas and your reality, displaying the strength you hold to reform your echo in life's reflection. Chapter 3. Revealing the Internal Vision. In the peaks of primordial insight resided a sage renowned for his odd routine. He donned a veil over his eyes constantly. The locals murmured that he hadn't lifted it for years yet. He navigated the realm with elegance and accuracy. When queried why he opted for obscurity over vision, he would merely grin and state, "To instruct others how to genuinely perceive." As periods elapsed, inquisitive spirits traveled to his abode pursuing comprehension. The sage would assemble them in a ring and request them to depict what they beheld. They mentioned forests, peaks, and vapors, but when he commanded them to shut their lids and depict these identical things, their terms grew tentative and vague. "Now you start to comprehend," the sage would declare. "Your external eyes have become a support, while your internal sight stays feeble and unpracticed. The mightiest perception comes from within." The internal vision, this holy tool of invention, resides within you now. It is the glass through which your ambitions take form before appearing in the material realm. Unlike simple reveries that drift aimlessly through awareness, concentrated imagery harnesses this internal perception with intent and strength. In a far glen resided a youthful lad named Liam, who spent hours observing fish gliding through streams. While peers viewed only unattainable fantasies, Liam closed his lids and sensed every aspect of swimming, the water's flow against scales, the view from beneath, the liberty of the open current. Through his internal vision, he not only pictured himself swimming, but grasped the principles that rendered it feasible. Years later, he invented floating devices that turned his vision into reality. Your internal vision holds this identical inventive energy. When you close your material eyes and guide your focus inward, you access the studio where all realization commences. This isn't idle illusion, but the directed channeling of inventive force that spans the chasm between creativity and reality. Seek a serene area where you won't be interrupted. Settle into a comfy stance and softly close your eyes. Permit your internal imagery to craft a pristine evening sky still bright but starting to stir with night's promise. See the first hints of stars twinkling on the horizon. Feel the tranquil calmness of this moment between day and night. As you observe with your internal vision, watch the moon slowly ascending, bathing the sky with gentle rays of silver and indigo. Feel the coolness of these first beams touching your face. Let this internal moonrise symbolize the rousing of your inventive imagery, enlightening all that's feasible in your life. Take 3 profound breaths as you hold this picture, permitting it to fill your internal perception entirely. When you open your eyes, carry this prompt that your internal vision holds the strength to birth fresh realities. Chapter 4. The Tongue of Sentiment. In the core of a primordial metropolis resided a performer named Theo, who played a tool handed down through lineages. Each twilight, as the sun colored the heavens in crimson tones, he would rest in the city plaza and birth tunes that seemed to arise from existence's very structure. Those who heeded spoke of hearing not just melody, but their own essences echoed in his tones. You see, Theo grasped a fact that lay at invention's heart. Sentiment is the span between idea and realization. As his digits waltzed across the chords, he infused not just expertise, but true sentiment into every tone. The city's folk found their spirits elevated, their hearts unlocked, and their aspirations roused by these holy sounds. Just as Theo's melody illustrated, your imageries gain strength when imbued with authentic sentiment. Think of your ambitions as Colonel's idea embeds them, but sentiment makes them flourish. In a far hamlet resided Ilara, a baker whose loaves were pursued throughout the region. Unlike others who merely formed dough with their palms, she formed it with her spirit. Each item she birthed carried an aura that moved those who tasted them. When queried about her mystery, she would say, "The dough recalls the affection with which it is shaped. As you craft your future's pictures, remember that you are both the performer and the baker. Your ideas supply the framework, but your sentiments grant them vitality. When you merge lucid imagery with sincere sentiment, you birth a harmony that the cosmos cannot resist answering." This fact resounds through epochs. Sentiment is invention's tongue. When your spirit truly syncs with your picture, you birth a pulling force that draws your ambitions into material form. Shut your eyes and recall an instant of pure delight from your history. Let this recollection fill your whole being. See the particulars, hear the noises, but most vitally feel the sentiments as if you are there again. Notice how this sentiment radiates through your body, how it elevates your spirit. Now, holding this vibrant sentimental state, bring forth a picture of something you wish to birth in your life. Let the delight from your recollection flow into this fresh picture, coloring it with the same bright energy. Feel the power of this sentimental span between recollection and picture for several moments. This routine trains your internal being to imbue your imageries with the mighty fuel of genuine sentiment. Chapter 5. Transitioning from uncertainty to faith. In the eras of yore, there resided a navigator named Ilara, who traversed broad seas directed only by the constellations overhead. While others clung to the shoreline, dreading the open waters, Ilara grasped that the same constellations that directed ancient voyagers would illuminate her route. Night after night she examined the stellar rhythm above, knowing that though unseen during daylight, these cosmic guides stayed constant. You too stand at your fate's helm, gazing into waters that may seem uncertain. Like Ilara, you possess navigation tools, not just constellations, but the internal compass of imagery. Yet uncertainty, like storm vapors, may obscure your view. Know that this doubt you sense is as natural as the surge. The masters of realization weren't born with unyielding faith. They nurtured it, fostering their faith in the unseen as diligently as a cultivator tends precious kernels. High in the peaks, a young bird named Nova perched on a ledge watching her kin take wing. Fear clutched her heart as she gazed at the vast empty expanse before her. The breeze murmured ancient insight. The air that seems vacant will support you. Taking a breath, Nova spread her wings and leaped. In that instant of yield, she discovered the invisible drafts were stronger than her uncertainties. Just as air upholds the bird's wings, universal energies sustain your invention's voyage. Your imagery practice may seem like stepping into vacant space, but innumerable spirits before you have uncovered the solid reality of these unseen principles. When uncertainty swirls like shadows, remember that even the most accomplished inventors once stood where you stand. They too queried whether their pictures would realize. Yet through persistent routine, they discovered that faith like a sinew grows robust with use. Seek a serene area where you can be uninterrupted. Settle into a comfy stance and take 3 profound breaths, permitting each exhale to release strain and doubt. Place your palm over your heart, linking with the insight that dwells within. With quiet conviction, speak these words: I faith the strength within me to birth my reality. Let this truth echo through your being. Repeat this chant slowly 7 times, feeling its meaning deepen with each utterance. Allow your voice to carry the assurance of countless seekers who have tread this path before you. This routine serves as your anchor when waters grow turbulent, reminding you that the power to realize has always inhabited you, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. Chapter 6. Shattering Mental Obstacles. In a far glen where peaks touch the heavens, resided a herd of deer with an unusual member among them. This young panther named Nova had been orphaned as a cub and raised among the group. She walked with her head lowered, grazed on foliage, and mewed softly like her adopted kin. Never had she pounced. Never had she felt the stirring of her true nature. You, like Nova, may have adopted convictions that veil your natural strength. These thoughts, gathered through time, become the invisible barriers of your perceived limitations. One day, Nova wandered to a calm pond. As she bent to drink, her reflection rippled into focus. For the first time, she saw not the gentle creature she believed herself to be, but the majestic being she truly was. The shock of recognition awakened something deep within, a remembrance of her innate power. Her first growl shook the trees, and the deer that had been her family scattered in fear. In the same way, your first glimpse of your true potential may startle those around you. The beliefs that bind you: I am not deserving. This is unattainable. Others are superior. These are but veils over your eyes. Consider the tale of Theo, a magnificent falcon who lived in an invisible enclosure. Though no bars restricted his movement, he would hop only within the confines of imagined boundaries. One day, a wise hawk asked, "What keeps you here?" Theo had no answer. In that moment of questioning, the invisible bars dissolved, and he spread his wings to embrace the infinite sky. Your mind harbors similar invisible enclosures, thoughts that whisper, "Stay modest, remain secure, don't aspire too high." Yet, like Theo, you need only question these limitations to begin dissolving them. The power of imagery remains dormant when trapped behind walls of doubt. Each limiting belief acts as a veil, obscuring the clarity of your internal vision. But just as Nova's reflection revealed her true nature, your practice of imagery can reveal yours. Take your notebook and find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Light a candle if you wish, symbolizing the light of awareness about to shine on your limitations. Write at the top of the page, "The beliefs that no longer serve me." Let your hand flow freely as you list every limitation you've accepted as truth. With each one, close your eyes and create a vivid image of yourself breaking free from this constraint. See yourself as Nova, seeing her true reflection as Theo, taking flight beyond invisible bars. For each belief written, visualize its dissolution into light, replaced by an image of your unlimited potential. Feel the liberation in your body as each mental chain dissolves. This practice serves as your mirror of truth, reflecting not what you've been taught to be, but who you truly are. Chapter 7. The Imagery and the Harmony. In the holy halls of a primordial sanctuary stood a splendid gong untouched by eras. Many attempted to sound it. Sturdy fighters, skilled performers, even affluent traders who offered riches. Yet it remained mute. Legend spoke that only one who understood the secret of pure harmony could awaken its voice. You possess within you a similar gong of realization. Like this mystical instrument, it responds not to force or external power, but to the pure resonance of aligned idea and sentiment. A young sage named Ilara spent years studying the sanctuary gong. She observed how the breeze birds and sanctuary hymns created subtle harmonies in the air. One dawn, as she sat in deep contemplation, her breath naturally fell into rhythm with the morning gust. Her entire being became a living frequency, and without touching the gong, its deep tone filled the sanctuary halls. The gong recognized in her harmony a matching note of truth. This ancient insight reveals how your pictures realize when your ideas, sentiments, and energy align with your desired reality. The universe responds like that sanctuary gong, naturally, effortlessly, inevitably. In another time, there lived two siblings who crafted harmonic tools. The elder sibling created a perfect resonance fork. One day he struck it and held it in the air. In his workshop across the village, the younger sibling watched in amazement as all his tools began to hum in unity, though no one had touched them. So it is with the power of your focused picture. When you hold a pure harmony of your ambition, unwavering and undiluted by doubt, the universal forces naturally align to match your frequency. This isn't mere coincidence, but the operation of cosmic principle. Each idea you hold creates a harmony. Each sentiment adds power to that frequency. When you align your entire being with your picture, you become like Ilara with the sanctuary gong, or the resonance fork that awakens distant strings. Find a peaceful space and settle into a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing your body to relax completely. Begin to picture your desired outcome. See it clearly. But now add the dimension of energy. Imagine your body beginning to glow with a soft silver light, the exact frequency of your vision. Feel this light growing stronger, pure, more radiant. Let it expand until it fills your entire being. This is the harmony of your ambition in its purest form. As this energy builds, sense how it radiates outward, touching everything around you, calling forth matching frequencies from the universe just as the resonance fork awakened distant strings. Maintain this state for several minutes, knowing that you have become a living broadcast of your picture's energy. Chapter 8. The Kernel of Invention. In a concealed meadow where primordial mysteries still murmur their secrets, there lived a cultivator named Theo, who received a luminous kernel from a passing elder. Unlike ordinary kernels, this one pulsed with an inner light that changed hues with Theo's ideas. When his mind was lucid and focused, the kernel glowed with brilliant silver. When doubt clouded his thoughts, its light dimmed. You too hold such kernels of invention within your mind. Each imagery you nurture is like Theo's magical kernel, responding to the quality of your attention and care. Day after day, Theo tended his kernel. He learned that just as a meadow requires the right conditions to thrive, his kernel needed the perfect blend of purpose and patience. He created a special ritual. Each morning he would sit with the kernel, holding it in his palms, while maintaining a clear image of the magnificent plant he knew it would become. Under his devoted care, the kernel sprouted into a plant that bore fruit of pure light, nourishing all who came to rest in its shade. In a distant meadow there lived an artisan named Lena, who discovered she could bring her designs to life, but only when she first outlined them with absolute clarity. She learned that hasty outlines remained lifeless on the surface, while those crafted with precise purpose and detail sparked with vitality. Before touching tool to surface, she would spend hours perfecting her outlines, ensuring every line aligned with her vision. These tales mirror the art of imagery. Like Theo's kernel, your thoughts respond to the clarity of your purpose. Like Lena's outlines, your pictures must be crafted with precision before they can manifest in the physical world. The quantum domain. The nurturing soil of all opportunity awaits your clearly formed purposes. Each imagery you plant must be tended with the same devotion. Theo showed his kernel detailed with the same precision Lena brought to her outlines. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and take 3 deep breaths, allowing your body to settle into stillness. Cup your hands before you as if holding something precious. Visualize a small kernel of pure light forming in your palms. This kernel contains your deepest ambition. See the kernel beginning to pulse with silver light growing stronger as you focus your purpose. Feel its warmth in your hands. Watch as it responds to your thoughts, glowing brighter as you bring crystal clarity to your vision. Now imagine planting this radiant kernel in the fertile soil of the universal domain. See it taking root, nourished by your focused attention. Feel the certainty that, like Theo's kernel, it will grow into magnificent manifestation. Maintain this visualization for several minutes, knowing that you have planted your purpose in the quantum garden of infinite possibility. Chapter 9. Your imagery is your guide. In the ancient scrolls of the West, there is told a tale of Theo, an explorer who ventured into uncharted territories without traditional maps or instruments. Instead, he carried something far more precious, an inner guide that responded not to magnetic north, but to the power of his visualized destination. You possess this same inner guidance system. Like Theo, you have the ability to navigate life's journey through the power of clear imagery. When others questioned Theo's methods, he would simply close his eyes, hold his destination firmly in mind, and feel an unmistakable pull toward his chosen path. As you walk your own path, remember that imagery serves as your internal navigation system. Just as Theo trusted his inner guide, you too can rely on the clarity of your imagery to direct your choices and actions. In the coastal regions of the East, there stands a beacon with a unique story. Its keeper, an old soul named Alara, discovered that the beacon's ray grew stronger or weaker, depending on the clarity of her thoughts. On nights when her mind was focused and her purpose clear, the light would pierce through the densest mist, guiding countless vessels to safety. But when her thoughts scattered like leaves in the wind, the ray would dim, leaving ships to wander in uncertainty. This truth extends beyond the realm of story. Your imageries act as a beacon illuminating the path ahead. When your imagery is clear and unwavering, it cuts through the fog of doubt and confusion, showing you the way forward. When your focus scatters, the path becomes harder to discern. The universe responds to the clarity of your imagery just as the ocean's waters reflect the beacon's ray. Each time you visualize with precision, you strengthen the light that guides your journey. Settle into a space of quiet contemplation. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to release any tension or uncertainty. Close your eyes and imagine standing at the beginning of a path. Before you, darkness stretches into the distance. As you focus your thoughts on your desired destination, watch as points of light begin to appear one by one, illuminating the way forward. See these lights growing stronger, forming a clear and brilliant pathway. Feel the certainty of each step as the illuminated path reveals itself before you. Notice how the light responds to your focused purpose, growing brighter as your imagery becomes clearer. Let this illuminated path anchor itself in your mind, knowing it will guide you whenever you need direction. Hold this image for several minutes, feeling the deep connection between your imagery and your path forward. Chapter 10. Rousing the inventive flow. In the glens of time where insight flows like streams, there exists a tale of a brook named Alara. From its humble beginnings as a mountain spring, Alara possessed an innate knowing, a deep understanding that its destiny lay in union with the vast sea. Through fields and woods, around rocks and through gorges, Alara moved with unwavering purpose, never doubting its path despite the obstacles that arose. You, like Alara, carry within you an inventive force that knows its destination. This power flows through you, seeking expression in the physical world through the images you hold in your mind. When you align with this inventive flow, your imageries become charged with the same unstoppable energy that guides brooks to the sea. In the artistic quarter of a primordial city lived Theo, whose strokes transformed the ordinary into the extraordinary. Where others saw crumbling walls, Theo perceived patterns of light and shadow dancing across weathered stone. In fallen leaves, he recognized nature's masterpiece of color. Through his eyes, even the simplest moments revealed divine beauty waiting to be expressed. Your inventive essence mirrors Theo's vision. Within you dwells the same ability to perceive and manifest beauty, to transform thought into reality through the power of imagery. Each image you hold in your mind becomes a stroke on the canvas of existence. The inventive force flowing through you seeks expression just as surely as water seeks its level. Through imagery, you open the channels for this energy to flow freely, allowing it to shape your reality according to your deepest purposes. Find a quiet moment and gather paper and writing materials. Create a space that invites your inventive spirit to emerge freely. Begin by closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths, allowing your analytical mind to settle into stillness. Feel the inventive energy rising within you like a spring bubbling up from the depths of the earth. Now open your eyes and let your hand move across the page, whether through words or images, giving form to your vision of your ideal life. Don't judge or restrict. Let your inventive force flow naturally, like water finding its path. Draw or write about the life you wish to create, including every detail that brings you joy. Let your vision take shape organically, knowing that each stroke or word carries the power of invention. Continue until you feel your vision has been fully expressed on the page. This becomes your sacred document, a physical manifestation of your inventive power, and a tool for focusing your imagery practice. Part 2. Mastering the Art of Visualization. Chapter 11. The Secret Design of Reality. In the primordial city of stone and insight lived a master builder named Theo, whose vision transformed mere sketches into soaring monuments of beauty. Each morning he would sit before his drafting table, carefully crafting every arch, column, and spire of what would become the city's greatest temple. His fellow craftsmen marveled at his attention to detail, for Theo knew that each line drawn would guide the placement of stone. Each measurement would determine the foundation's strength. You, like Theo, are the builder of your existence. Every thought you hold shapes the design of your life. Every image you maintain guides the universal forces that construct your reality. The precision with which you visualize determines the clarity of what manifests. In the quieter corners of the same city dwelled Elara, whose skilled hands transformed shapeless clay into vessels of profound beauty. Before touching the clay, she would close her eyes and see the finished piece in perfect detail, its curves, its texture, its purpose. Only when the vision was complete would her hands begin their dance with the clay, bringing forth what already existed in her mind. The universe responds to your pictures as clay responds to the potter's hands. When you hold a clear image of what you desire, the forces of creation begin to shape circumstances and opportunities to match your mental design. Like Elara with her clay, you must first see clearly what you wish to create. Your thoughts are the builder's plans. Your visualizations, the detailed drawings that guide the universal forces in manifesting your desires. Each detail you include adds substance and structure to your creation. Each emotion you infuse breathes life into your vision. Find a peaceful moment as the day draws to a close. Settle into a comfortable position and allow your breath to become steady and deep. Close your eyes and begin to craft the design of your ideal day. See yourself waking in the morning feeling precisely as you wish to feel. Notice the quality of light, the textures of your surroundings, the sounds that greet you. Move through this day in your mind with a builder's precision. What do you wear? How do you move? Who do you meet? What do you achieve? See each detail with clarity, as if designing the most magnificent temple of your life. Feel the emotions that arise as you live this day in your mind. Let joy, satisfaction, and gratitude infuse every moment of your vision. Hold this design in your consciousness, knowing that like the builder's plans, it contains the power to shape reality. Maintain this practice for several minutes, allowing your design to become clear and detailed in your mind's eye. Chapter 12. Sharpness is strength. In the heart of an ancient marketplace, a master artisan named Theo spent his days transforming rough stones into gems of extraordinary beauty. Each morning, as light filtered through his workshop windows, he would hold a gem in his weathered hands, studying its hidden potential. With unwavering focus, he made precise cuts, each movement deliberate and purposeful, until the stone's true brilliance emerged. You possess the same ability to transform the raw material of your desires into dazzling reality. Like Theo with his gems, your visualization must be precise. Each facet of your dream carefully defined. When you allow your vision to remain rough and unpolished, its power diminishes, much like a gem left uncut. In a distant mountain monastery, there lived an archer named Elara who never missed her mark. Those who watched her practice noticed that before each shot she would stand perfectly still, her eyes fixed upon the target as if nothing else existed in the world. When asked about her secret, Elara revealed that in her mind, the arrow had already struck its mark before she released the bowstring. The universe responds to sharpness as surely as an arrow flies to its target. Your thoughts, when focused with the precision of Alara's aim, become arrows of purpose that pierce through the veil of possibility. Yet when your vision wavers like an archer with unfocused eyes, your manifestations scatter to the winds. To manifest with strength is to cut away everything that does not serve your vision. Each detail you clarify becomes a facet that catches the light of possibility. Each specific attribute a surface that reflects your purpose back to the universe. Vague wishes create shadowy results, but crystalline thoughts birth brilliant realities. Take the vision you have previously held in your mind. Now, like Theo with his gem, examine it from every angle. In your journal, begin to cut away the rough edges of generality, revealing the specific brilliance within. Write with precision if you envision a home detail, its rooms, its windows, its gardens. If you see a new career, describe your daily tasks, your colleagues, your achievements. Like the artisan's careful cuts, let each word sharpen and define your desire. Note the exact feelings you experience in this vision, not merely joy, but the particular quality of your happiness. Not simply success, but the specific sense of accomplishment that comes with your unique achievement. Continue refining until your vision sparkles with sharpness, each facet precisely defined, each aspect carefully considered. Hold this polished image in your mind, knowing that, like a perfectly cut gem, its strength lies in its precision. Chapter 13. Picturing in the present tense. In a sun-drenched studio high above the bustling streets, a painter named Theo stood before his canvas. While others saw only blank white space, he saw his masterpiece already complete in vivid detail. As his brush touched the canvas, he worked not to create, but to reveal what he knew already existed. With each stroke, he brought forth the painting that lived in his mind, treating it not as a future possibility, but as a present reality. You too must learn to see your desires not as distant dreams, but as current truths awaiting expression. The power of now draws forth manifestation with magnetic force. When you project your desires into some far-off future, they remain forever on the horizon, always approaching but never arriving. In the grand concert halls of Rome, a cellist named Alara practiced alone each morning, yet in her mind she played before thousands. She felt the warmth of the stage lights, heard the rustle of the audience, and moved with the energy of a full performance. When her moment finally came to step onto the actual stage, she simply continued what she had already been doing, playing for thousands. The universe responds not to what you hope will be, but to what you accept is already true. When you stand in the energy of your fulfilled desire, treating it as present reality rather than future possibility, you align with the creative force that manifests all things. To live in the end result is to inhabit the energy of your desire now. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace of your manifestation as if it already surrounds you. Let your body respond to this truth. Your emotions align with this reality. Your senses embrace this present moment of fulfillment. Find a quiet space where you can fully immerse yourself in this experience. Close your eyes and step into the reality of your fulfilled desire. Experience it not as something approaching, but as something that surrounds you now. Feel the textures of this reality against your skin. Hear the sounds that fill this moment. Breathe in the sense of your manifested life. Let your body respond naturally to this environment you now inhabit. Notice the emotions flowing through you, not as hoped-for feelings, but as current experiences. Allow yourself to fully embody the person who lives this reality. Move as they move. Speak as they speak. Think as they think. Remain in this space of present fulfillment for several minutes, letting every cell of your being attune to the frequency of your manifested desire. This is not a dream of tomorrow, but the truth of your now. Chapter 14. The Enchantment of Sensory Particulars. In a small village tucked away in the mountains, a chef named Theo spent his days recreating the tastes of memory. Each morning he would close his eyes and transport himself back to his grandfather's kitchen. The aroma of fresh spices, the sizzle of butter, the warmth of freshly baked pie. These sensations lived within him as clearly as the day he first experienced them. Through this complete sensory immersion, he brought forth dishes that carried not just flavor, but the very essence of his cherished memories. You possess the same ability to bring your pictures to life through the gateway of your senses. When you engage all 5 senses in your visualization practice, you speak directly to the deepest parts of your mind, which knows no difference between vividly imagined experience and physical reality. In the dense forest of North America, an explorer named Alara lost her sight temporarily after an accident. Yet in her darkness, she discovered an extraordinary truth. As she sat in her tent each evening, she would imagine the forest around her with such sensory richness that her mind filled with vibrant life. She felt the humid air on her skin, heard the symphony of birds and insects, smelled the rich earth and wild berries, and sensed the texture of bark beneath her fingers. When her sight returned weeks later, she found the real forest matched her inner picture with stunning accuracy. The universe responds most powerfully to visualizations that engage your entire being. When you see only with the mind's eye, your vision remains distant and abstract. But when you allow yourself to hear, feel, smell, and taste your desired reality, you create a bridge between imagination and manifestation. Find a peaceful space where you will remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and prepare to walk through your dream career, letting every sense awaken to this experience. Begin at the entrance. Notice the solid feel of the door handle in your grip, its temperature and texture. As you step inside, let your eyes take in the colors, the play of light and shadow, the arrangement of space before you. Listen to the sounds that fill this space. Perhaps the gentle hum of activity, the whisper of a breeze through open windows, or the peaceful silence of focus. Let your nose detect the subtle fragrances, fresh coffee-polished wood, or the crisp scent of new ideas. As you move through each task trail, your fingers along surfaces, feeling textures, smooth keyboards, soft fabrics, plush chairs. Experience the temperature on your skin, the way your feet feel as they carry you through this space that is perfectly yours. Remain fully present to every sensation, allowing this multi-sensory experience to imprint itself deeply in your consciousness. Your dream career exists not just in thought, but in the full spectrum of sensory awareness. Chapter 15. Sensing it into existence. In a village renowned for its woodworking, there lived a craftsman named Alara, whose creations seemed to possess a mysterious vitality. While other craftsmen produced serviceable items, Alara's work radiated an inexplicable warmth. Those who used her tools spoke of how they seemed to extend naturally from their hands as if alive with purpose. The secret lay not in her technique, but in the love she poured into every piece. As her chisel struck the glowing wood, Alara infused each blow with gratitude and joy. Her workshop became a sanctuary where emotion and matter merged, her passion transforming raw wood into living art. You too possess this power to infuse your visualizations with the transformative energy of emotion. When you pair your mental images with genuine feeling, you create a magnetic force that draws your desires into physical form. Just as heat makes wood malleable, emotion makes reality flexible to your intentions. In the hills beyond the village lived Theo, a herder whose animals thrived beyond all natural expectation. While others nurtured their herds with feed and shelter alone, Theo added something more. He spoke to his animals with pure love and devotion. Visitors noticed how his sheep grew healthier, his cows produced richer milk, and his horses more spirited than any others in the region. Theo understood what many forget, that life responds to the energy of emotion. His words carried not just sounds but the vibrations of joy, care, and appreciation that resonated with the very essence of growth and abundance. This truth extends to all creation. Your visualizations, when charged with authentic positive emotion, become powerful seeds of manifestation. Like Theo's words and Alara's chiseling, your feelings infuse your mental images with life-giving force. Settle into a comfortable position and close your eyes. Bring to mind a future event you deeply desire to experience. Perhaps it's a moment of achievement, celebration, or profound connection. As this scene forms in your mind, begin to awaken the emotions that naturally arise with it. Feel the surge of excitement coursing through your body. Let joy bubble up from your heart, spreading warmth through your chest and into your limbs. Allow gratitude to well up within you as if this moment is already happening. Feel the natural smile forming on your lips, the lightness in your shoulders, the energy tingling in your fingertips. Immerse yourself fully in these positive emotions, letting them amplify and energize your vision. Like Alara at her workbench and Theo in his field, let your feelings transform your visualization into a living force of creation. Chapter 16. The Imagery Ritual. In the mountains of the West, there lived a monk named Theo, who discovered the transformative power of sacred ritual. Each morning as the first light touched the temple steps, he would sit in the same spot, close his eyes, and enter a state of deep communion with his innermost vision. Through this unwavering practice, he transformed himself from a troubled soul into a beacon of wisdom and peace. You hold within you the same capacity for transformation through devoted practice. Like the daily rising of the sun, your imagery ritual becomes a sacred appointment with your highest potential, a time when you align your inner world with your deepest aspirations. Theo's practice was simple yet profound. He understood that the mind, like a garden, requires daily tending. Each morning's meditation planted seeds of intention that over time grew into the flourishing garden of his realized vision. Your own daily practice holds this same creative power. In a distant valley, a singer named Ilara practiced her art with similar dedication. Each day without fail, she would enter her chamber as the morning mist still clung to the windows. There, in perfect solitude, she would rehearse the same notes with unwavering focus. Through this daily devotion, her voice evolved from mere sound into pure melody. The power of Ilara's transformation lay not in the complexity of her practice, but in its consistency. Each day's rehearsal built upon the last like layers of harmony, forming a symphony of mastery. So too will your daily imagery practice weave the fabric of your desired reality. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. This will become your sanctuary of transformation. Settle into a comfortable position, allowing your body to relax and your mind to quiet. Set aside 10 minutes, no more, no less. This time is sacred, dedicated solely to nurturing your vision. Close your eyes and begin to breathe deeply, letting each breath carry you deeper into a state of peaceful focus. Choose one goal, the dream that resonates most deeply in your heart. See it with crystal clarity, as if watching it unfold on a screen before you. Notice every detail, every color, every sensation. Hold this vision steadily in your mind's eye, letting it fill your awareness completely. Feel the reality of it, the truth of it, as if it exists already in this moment. Maintain this focused state for the full 10 minutes, gently bringing your attention back to the vision whenever it wanders. Like Theo in his morning meditation and Ilara in her daily practice, let this ritual become your bridge between vision and reality. Chapter 17. The Strength of Releasing. In the heart of an ancient garden, a young child named Theo clutched a brilliant green dragonfly in his small hands. Though his grip was gentle, the dragonfly remained still, its wings pressed close. Only when he opened his palms to the sky did the creature take flight, dancing on the wind with breathtaking grace. In that moment of release, Theo witnessed the true beauty he had sought to possess. This truth echoes through the ages: that which we hold too tightly slips from our grasp, while that which we release returns to us transformed. Your desires, like Theo's dragonfly, require freedom to manifest in their fullest splendor. The universal forces that govern creation operate with perfect wisdom, yet they cannot flow through clenched hands or a grasping mind. When you release your attachment to how your vision must unfold, you allow these forces to work their magic unimpeded. In a distant land, a traveler named Ilara searched desperately for shelter across a stormy plain. For days she wandered, growing weaker with each step, her mind fixed on finding a cave. Exhausted, she finally collapsed beneath a tree, surrendering her search. As her body relaxed into the earth, her eyes detected a shape she had missed in her frantic seeking, the gentle outline of a hidden refuge in the tree's roots. Like Ilara, you may find that your deepest desires manifest not through force or desperate seeking, but through the art of conscious surrender. This is not resignation or abandonment of your dreams, but rather a profound trust in the wisdom of the universe to bring your vision to life in ways that may surpass your imagination. The power of letting go lies in understanding that your role is to plant the seed of intention through clear visualization, then step back and allow it to grow. Just as a farmer cannot force a seed to sprout by pulling at its shoots, You cannot force your desires into being through attachment and control. Find a quiet moment and settle into a peaceful state. Bring to mind your cherished vision, seeing it with perfect clarity in your mind's eye. Feel its reality, its truth, its beauty. Now imagine this vision as a glowing orb of light in your hands. Feel its warmth, its potential, its promise. Take a deep breath, and with complete trust, open your hands to the sky. Watch as a gentle breeze carries your vision upward, releasing it to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Feel the lightness and peace that comes with this surrender, knowing that what is truly meant for you will return in its perfect form and time. Chapter 18. Breaking Free from the How Trap. In the tales of old, there lived a wise mariner named Theo, who understood a truth few others had grasped. While other vessels fought against contrary winds, exhausting themselves in futile struggle, Theo learned to dance with the wind's wisdom. He adjusted his sails not to force his way forward, but to work in harmony with the unseen currents that guided his journey. You too stand at the helm of your vessel, navigating the waters of manifestation. Like Theo, you must learn that the how of your journey may not follow the straight line you imagine. The universe operates through infinite channels, many beyond your current vision. When storms arose, other mariners cursed the sky and battled the waves, but Theo remained serene. He understood that sometimes a storm's detour leads to treasures undreamed of, and that resistance only depletes precious energy. Through this trust, he discovered passages and ports that no map had ever shown. High in the misty peaks, a mountain climber named Ilara embarked on her ascent to the summit. She carried a detailed map, plotting every step of her journey. Yet, as she climbed higher, the terrain refused to match her careful plans. In that moment of uncertainty, she faced a choice: cling to her rigid expectations or listen to the subtle whispers of intuition, choosing trust over control. Ilara set aside her map. She began to read the mountain itself, the way the snow fell, how the winds blew the patterns in the rock. Following these natural signs, she discovered a path more direct and beautiful than any she could have planned. You too must learn to trust the wisdom that surpasses understanding. When you release your grip on the how, you open yourself to possibilities beyond imagination. The universe holds perspectives you cannot see from where you stand. Take your journal and write down where you feel stuck in the details of how your desires must manifest. Perhaps you insist a goal must come through a specific person, or that success must follow a particular path. Now transform each statement of control into one of trust. From, "I must figure out exactly how to make this happen," to, "I trust the universe to reveal the perfect path." From, "This can only work if," to, "I remain open to unexpected miracles." Let each new statement release you from the burden of needing to control every detail, opening your heart to the infinite wisdom that guides all things. Chapter 19. Dreaming with Sacred Guidance. In a village where art and spirit intertwined, there lived an artist named Theo who discovered the language of winds in his dreams. Each night, atmospheric patterns would dance through his consciousness, leaving traces of divine geometry that he would later weave into his creations. His paintings spoke of truths beyond earthly understanding, touching those who gazed upon them with an inexplicable knowing. You possess this same connection to universal wisdom, though you may have forgotten. Like Theo, your visualizations can arise not just from personal desire, but from alignment with divine inspiration. When you quiet your mind and open your heart, the universe speaks through symbols, feelings, and gentle nudges of intuition. Theo's art transformed when he surrendered to this higher guidance. Rather than forcing his vision, he allowed the atmospheric patterns to flow through his brush, creating works that resonated with a power beyond his own understanding. His story teaches that true manifestation emerges from partnership with the divine. In the mountains of ancient wisdom lived a sage named Ilara, who spent her days listening to messages carried on the leaves. While others heard only rustling branches, Ilara perceived the gentle language of the universe. Through this deep listening, she guided many to their true paths, showing them how their personal visions aligned with a greater purpose. You too can access this wisdom. When you approach visualization as a sacred dialogue with the universe, your desires align naturally with the highest good. Like Ilara, You need only attune yourself to the whispers of divine guidance that surround you always. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to carry away the noise of daily life. In this sacred silence, ask the universe to guide your visualization. Picture yourself surrounded by gentle silver light. Feel its warmth and wisdom flowing through you. Now bring to mind your heart's desire. Rather than forcing the details, allow the divine light to illuminate the highest vision for your path. Sit in this space of co-creation, knowing that universal wisdom flows through you, shaping your visualization with perfect clarity. Trust that as you align with this higher guidance, your desires unfold in ways that serve the greater good. Chapter 20. From Picture to Reality. In the heart of an ancient valley, there lived a seamstress named Ilara, whose fingers danced with silver threads. Each day, while others created simple garments, she wove elaborate fabrics born from her dreams. Scenes of majestic oceans, flowing meadows, and celestial skies. Yet for many years, these visions remained trapped within her woven works, until she discovered a profound truth. You, like Ilara, may hold beautiful pictures within your mind, yet the universe speaks through action, transforming ethereal dreams into tangible reality. Each morning, Ilara began taking one small step toward manifesting her fabric scenes in the physical world. She planted flowers where she had woven gardens, carved trails where she had threaded meadow paths, and channeled streams where she had spun blue waters. In a distant kingdom, there lived a master engineer named Theo, who dreamed of connecting 2 lands separated by a vast canyon. While others saw only impossible depths, he envisioned a magnificent bridge spanning the divide. Yet his vision alone did not create the connection. It was his dedication to laying each beam one after another, guided by the blueprint in his mind. The power of imagery flows through your hands when you take inspired action. Like Theo, you must become the bridge between your inner picture and outer reality. Each action, no matter how small, creates a foundation for greater manifestation. These tales reveal an eternal truth. Imagery ignites the spark of creation, but inspired action fans the flame into living reality. When you align your efforts with your picture, you become an instrument of manifestation, working in harmony with universal forces to bring forth your desires. Find a quiet moment and bring your picture clearly into focus. Feel its energy coursing through you, seeking expression in the physical world. Now, with pen and paper, allow your intuition to guide you toward 3 small practical steps you can take today. Write these actions down with purposeful intention, knowing that each one builds a bridge between your inner picture and outer reality. Choose steps that resonate with both your heart and practical wisdom actions that feel both inspiring and achievable. Trust that as you take these aligned actions, the universe responds by opening new pathways and opportunities. Your commitment to movement, however small, signals your readiness to receive. Part 3. Living the Inner Secret. Chapter 21. Becoming the Visionary Inventor. In a quiet village nestled among ancient hills, there lived a weaver named Theo, whose hands held the power to breathe life into formless thread. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky in golden hues, he would sit at his loom and begin his sacred dance of creation. Through his touch, ordinary thread transformed into fabrics of extraordinary beauty, not merely coverings but embodiments of divine inspiration. You possess this same creative force within you. Like Theo's hands upon the thread, your thoughts and actions shape the substance of your reality. The universe has bestowed upon you the power to mold your circumstances, to transform the raw material of your life into a masterpiece of your own design. In the rolling hills of a distant land, there lived a gardener named Ilara, who inherited a plot of barren earth. Where others saw only dust and stone, she envisioned verdant fields and flowing streams. Day by day, she tended the land, planting seeds of possibility in the harsh soil. Through her unwavering vision and dedicated care, the wasteland slowly transformed. First came the grass, then wildflowers, then trees. Soon birds nested in the branches and springs burst forth from the earth. What was once lifeless became a paradise born from her choice to embrace her role as an inventor. This power of conscious invention flows through you as surely as blood flows through your veins. Every thought you nurture, every action you take ripples through the fabric of your reality. You are not merely a passenger in life's journey. You are the artist painting upon its canvas, the sculptor shaping its form. Take your journal and find a quiet space where you can reflect undisturbed. Close your eyes and allow your mind to drift back through the pathways of your life. Notice the moments where your choices, thoughts, and actions have shaped your reality. Open your eyes and begin to write, documenting 5 specific instances where you have witnessed your creative power in action. Perhaps it was a relationship you nurtured, a goal you achieved, or a positive change you initiated. Remember that even small actions, a kind word, a moment of courage, a decision to change, have created ripples in the ocean of your experience. Write these examples with full awareness of your role as a conscious inventor, acknowledging the power you have always held, even if you weren't always aware of it. Let each written word strengthen your recognition of the creative force that flows through you. Chapter 22. The Silent Strength of the Void. In a bustling city of eternal sound, there lived a musician named Ilara, who played melodies that moved hearts and stirred souls. Yet her greatest discovery came not from the notes she played, but from the spaces between them. One evening, as she performed her usual piece, her instrument slipped from her grasp. In that moment of unexpected silence, she heard something profound, the resonance of stillness itself. You, like Ilara, may discover that your greatest power lies not in constant motion, but in moments of sacred pause. The universe speaks most clearly in whispers, and these whispers can only be heard when the mind grows still. As Ilara incorporated these precious moments of silence into her music, her melodies transformed. Where once there had been merely beautiful sounds, now there existed transcendent harmonies that touched the divine. The spaces between notes became as important as the notes themselves, creating a dance between sound and silence that reflected the very rhythm of creation. In the mountains of an ancient land, a traveler named Theo searched tirelessly for a sacred temple. For days he wandered through winding paths and dense forests, growing more lost with each step. Exhausted, he finally stopped beneath an old oak tree, surrendering to complete stillness. In that moment of quiet, when his mind ceased its endless chatter, the path revealed itself. The temple had been there all along, hidden not by distance but by his own restless seeking. The power of stillness flows through the fabric of existence. Just as the canvas must be blank before the painter begins, and the clay must be centered before the potter creates, your mind must find moments of pure silence to allow your visualizations to take root and flourish. Find a space where you will remain undisturbed. Sit comfortably and allow your body to settle into complete stillness. Close your eyes and let your breath become soft and natural. As thoughts arise, observe them without attachment, letting them pass like clouds in a vast sky. When you feel the stillness envelop you, gently bring forth the image of your heart's desire. Let it arise naturally from the silence, like a flower blooming in a peaceful garden. Notice how the stillness amplifies the clarity of your vision, how it allows you to perceive deeper details that the busy mind might miss. Remain in this space of still awareness for several minutes, allowing your desire to exist within the void, neither grasping nor pushing away. Feel how the silence nurtures your vision, giving it space to take root in the fertile soil of possibility. Chapter 23. Harnessing the Quantum Domain. In the halls of a renowned institute, there lived a scientist named Ilara, who dedicated her life to understanding the invisible forces that govern our world. Through years of meticulous research, she discovered something extraordinary, an intricate network of energy connecting every particle in existence, invisible to the naked eye, but undeniably present. You too are part of this vast cosmic web, connected to every possibility and potential through the quantum domain that permeates all of existence. This domain responds to your thoughts and visualizations, creating ripples that shape the very fabric of reality. Ilara's breakthrough came when she realized that consciousness itself influences the behavior of particles. The mere act of observation changed the outcome of her experiments, revealing a profound truth. Your attention and intention directly affect the world around you. In a distant garden, a weaver named Theo worked tirelessly in the pre-dawn hours, weaving her web between branches that seemed to float in space. To human eyes, her silk appeared to hang from nothing, yet she moved with unwavering certainty, connecting invisible points in perfect geometric patterns. Each strand she wove strengthened the whole, creating an intricate network that seemed to defy gravity itself. Like Theo's web, the quantum domain connects all possibilities, all potential outcomes. Your visualizations act as silken threads weaving connections between your current reality and your desired future. Every thought, every focused intention sends ripples through this cosmic web, attracting aligned circumstances and opportunities. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand beyond your physical form. Imagine yourself at the center of a vast, luminous web that extends infinitely in all directions. This is the quantum domain, the invisible network that connects all things. Now bring to mind your deepest desire. See it as a glowing point of light in this cosmic web. From your heart extend golden threads of energy toward this light. Feel how these threads vibrate with possibility, creating resonance throughout the entire network. Each thread represents a potential path to your desire, a connection being strengthened by your focused attention. Allow yourself to sense the countless unseen forces now working in harmony with your intention. Feel the support of the entire universe as your visualization sends waves of energy through the quantum domain, aligning circumstances in your favor. Trust that your desire is already connected to you through this infinite web of possibility. Chapter 24. Overcoming Resistance with Ease. In the heart of an ancient valley, a river named Ilara carved its path through the landscape. When Ilara encountered a massive boulder blocking its course, it did not struggle or fight. Instead, its waters gracefully parted, flowing around both sides of the stone, reuniting on the other side in a dance of perfect harmony. The boulder, rather than hindering Ilara's journey, became part of its story, creating melodious sounds as water played against stone. You, like Ilara, possess the innate wisdom to flow around obstacles rather than exhausting yourself in resistance. The universe has gifted you with infinite paths to your desires. When one route appears blocked, countless others await your discovery. High above the valley, a young eagle named Theo discovered the secret of effortless flight. Rather than battling against the wind, Theo learned to sense the invisible thermal currents rising from the sun-warmed earth. By surrendering to these currents, Theo soared higher than any eagle before, carried upward by forces that remained hidden to those below. What you perceive as resistance often masks an invitation to greater heights. Each challenge presents an opportunity to align more deeply with the natural flow of universal energy. Like Theo riding the thermal currents, you can transform apparent obstacles into launching points for expansion. When you encounter resistance in manifesting your desires, wisdom lies not in forcing your way through, but in understanding the message it carries. Resistance serves as a compass pointing toward areas where old beliefs await transformation. It reveals where you have yet to align with the natural flow of creation. The practice of flowing through resistance. Take your journal and create a sacred space for reflection. Bring to mind an area of your life where you feel blocked or resistant. Write about this resistance without judgment, as though you were describing a current in the river of your life. Now imagine yourself as both the river and the observer. How might this obstacle be inviting you to flow in a new direction? What hidden opportunities lie within this apparent blockage? Write down the wisdom that emerges when you view this resistance as a teacher rather than an enemy. Finally, craft a new story about this situation, one where the resistance becomes a stepping stone to greater understanding. Let your words flow naturally, transforming challenge into opportunity, just as the river transforms obstacles into music. Chapter 25. Aligning with Sacred Timing. In the rolling hills of a timeless countryside, a wise farmer named Theo tended his fields with patient devotion. While other farmers rushed to harvest their crops at the first sign of ripeness, Theo listened to the whispers of nature. He understood that each seed carried within it the perfect timing of its own unfoldment. You, like Theo, must learn to trust in the sacred timing of your desires. The universe orchestrates each manifestation with infinite wisdom, bringing forth your dreams at the precise moment when all elements align in perfect harmony. As autumn approached, neighboring farmers urged Theo to gather his harvest, fearing winter's early arrival. Yet Theo waited, observing the subtle signs in wind and soil. When others questioned his judgment, he simply smiled, knowing that nature's intelligence far exceeded human haste. His patience was rewarded with the most abundant harvest the countryside had ever witnessed, each grain reaching its peak of perfection. In a distant city lived Alara, a master watchmaker, whose reputation spread far and wide. Her timepieces were known not merely for their accuracy, but for the mysterious harmony they created. Alara understood that each gear, spring, and wheel required precise placement and timing. She never rushed the assembly, knowing that forcing even one component would disturb the entire mechanism's delicate balance. Like Alara's clockwork, your desires operate within an intricate cosmic mechanism. Each element of your manifestation moves in perfect synchronicity with universal forces. What appears as delay often serves as divine protection, ensuring all components align for optimal outcomes. Find a quiet space where you can enter a state of deep tranquility. Close your eyes and begin to breathe slowly, allowing each breath to carry you deeper into stillness. As your awareness settles, envision your deepest desire as a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Watch as this seed begins its journey of manifestation, each stage unfolding with natural grace. See the tender shoot emerging at precisely the right moment, leaves unfurling in perfect sequence, and flowers blooming when conditions align completely. Trust that the universe knows the exact timing required for your desire to manifest in its most magnificent form. Feel yourself releasing any need to control the timing, surrendering to the wisdom that governs all creation. Allow your desire to develop according to its own divine schedule, knowing that universal intelligence orchestrates every detail with impeccable precision. Chapter 26. Rewiring your internal design. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived a sculptor named Alara, who returned each year to her previous works, seeing them with fresh eyes. Where others saw finished masterpieces, she perceived new possibilities. With gentle hands, she would refine an angle here, soften an edge there, transforming what was already beautiful into something transcendent. You possess the same power to reshape the beliefs that form your reality. Like clay beneath the sculptor's knowing touch, your thoughts yield to conscious transformation. Each limiting belief stands as an unfinished sculpture, waiting for your wisdom to perfect it. As Alara worked, she understood that true artistry lay not in forcing change, but in revealing the perfection hidden within. She knew that each refinement brought her closer to the vision she held in her heart. With each passing season, her gallery became a testament to the power of patient transformation. In another part of the city lived Theo, a master tailor, whose reputation rested on his ability to achieve the perfect fit. When a garment did not drape exactly as envisioned, he would adjust his pattern with meticulous care. He understood that the blueprint determined the final form, and no detail was too small to perfect. Your subconscious patterns are like these patterns of the master tailor. When your life does not reflect your deepest desires, the time has come to examine and adjust your inner design. Each limiting belief can be recut, reshaped, and refined until it aligns perfectly with your vision. The ancient practice of belief transformation. Take your journal and find a quiet moment of reflection. Write down one belief that no longer serves your highest vision. Examine it as Alara examined her sculptures with eyes that see both what is and what could be. Now, with the precision of Theo's adjustments, transform this belief into an empowering truth. Feel the resonance of this new belief in your heart. Let it settle into your consciousness like a perfectly fitted garment, knowing that this adjustment brings you closer to embodying your desired reality. Chapter 27. Embodying the picture. In the heart of a bustling city lived Theo, a street dancer, who performed his routines as if on the grandest stages. Though his platform was merely a weathered sidewalk, he carried himself with the grace and presence of a renowned virtuoso. Each move he made rang with the confidence of one who had already achieved mastery. Those who passed by felt themselves transported not by the humble surroundings but by the majesty he embodied. For Theo understood a truth as old as time itself, that reality shapes itself around our deepest convictions. He didn't merely dream of success. He lived it in every gesture, every step, every graceful acknowledgement of his imagined audience. This truth echoes across the ages when you align your entire being with your picture. The universe conspires to make it manifest. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions must sing in harmony with the reality you wish to create. In a distant valley, a tiny seedling pushed through the soil already containing within itself the full majesty of the mighty pine it would become. Though its branches were yet tender and small, its roots reached deep into the earth with unwavering certainty. Each day it grew not just toward the sun, but toward its own innate knowing of what it would become. Like this seedling, you carry within you the complete pattern of your desired reality. Every choice, every thought, every feeling is an opportunity to align with this pattern. When you move through your days as though your picture has already manifested, you water the seeds of your future with the energy of certainty. The ancient practice of living your picture as you begin each day, step fully into the reality you have envisioned. Move, speak, and interact with others as though your desires have already manifested. Feel the emotions that naturally arise from living your fulfilled vision. Let every action flow from this place of completion. Like Theo, with his dance, carry yourself with the quiet dignity of one who knows their truth has already been realized. Like the seedling, grow steadily toward your picture with unshakable faith in what you are becoming. For in this alignment of being, your outer world cannot help but reshape itself to match the reality you have already claimed within. Chapter 28. The Ripple Effect of Imagery. In the heart of an ancient monastery garden, a wise monk taught a simple yet powerful lesson. Taking a single pebble, he cast it into the stillness of a sacred pool. The ripples moved outward in perfect circles, touching every shore, transforming the entire surface of the water. Your inner transformation, he would say, creates waves that touch countless lives. You possess the same power within you. Each time you align with your highest picture, you create ripples of change that extend far beyond your immediate experience. Your thoughts, like that pebble, send waves of influence through the fabric of consciousness itself. In a distant mountain village, there lived an old woman who kept a single lantern burning through the darkest nights. At first, her neighbors questioned this practice until they noticed how her light helped them find their way home. Soon others began placing lanterns in their windows. Night by night, the village grew brighter until the entire mountainside glowed with shared light. This truth reveals itself across time. Your personal light illuminates paths for others. When you hold steady to your picture, when you embody the change you wish to see, you become a beacon that guides and inspires. Your transformation catalyzes change in ways you may never fully witness. The universe operates as an interconnected web of consciousness. Each thought you think, each picture you hold contributes to the collective field of possibility. As you raise your own vibration through conscious imagery, you elevate the frequency of all those connected to you. Think of yourself as a note in the grand symphony of existence. As you tune yourself to the frequency of your desires, you help harmonize the entire orchestra. Your personal practice of imagery becomes an offering to the whole. The ancient practice of collective transformation. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Begin by visualizing your heart's deepest desire as a glowing light within your chest. Feel this light growing stronger, brighter, expanding beyond the boundaries of your physical form. See it touching those closest to you, family, friends, colleagues, bringing positive change to their lives. Watch as this light continues to spread, reaching your neighborhood, your city, rippling outward like waves on a pond. Observe how your transformed state uplifts and inspires others, creating a cascade of positive change. Feel the joy of knowing that your personal growth contributes to the evolution of all. Let your visualization expand until you sense your light merging with the greater light of collective consciousness, knowing that your individual transformation serves the highest good of all. Chapter 29. Infinite Possibilities Unlocked. In the annals of time, there exists a tale of an explorer who ventured beyond known maps. With each step forward, the horizon before him stretched further, revealing new wonders that beckoned him onward. Where others saw boundaries, he witnessed doorways to greater mysteries. The more he discovered, the more he understood that limits existed only in the mind. You stand at a similar threshold now. The universe unfolds before you as an endless canvas of possibility, waiting for you to paint your grandest dreams upon it. Just as the explorer found no end to his journey, your potential for growth and creation knows no bounds. There once lived a child in a modest village who spent hours gazing at stars. While others saw mere twinkles, she perceived entire worlds waiting to be explored. In her mind's eye, she traveled through stellar cities, sailed on ships made of moonlight, and spoke with beings of pure light. Her elders smiled indulgently at what they thought were mere fantasies, but she knew a truth they had forgotten, that imagination opens doors to real magic. This child's wisdom mirrors an eternal truth: your creative power has no limits. The universe responds not to the size of your dreams, but to the conviction with which you hold them. When you release the constraints of what seems possible, you tap into the infinite field of all potential. The boundaries you perceive are like mirages in the desert. They dissolve as you approach them. Each time you expand your vision, the universe reveals new horizons of possibility. Your capacity to create extends far beyond your current understanding, reaching into dimensions of experience you have yet to imagine. Ancient practice of infinite vision. Find a peaceful space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing your awareness to expand with each exhale. Begin to imagine something far beyond what you currently believe possible for yourself. Let it be grand, magnificent, perhaps even seemingly impossible by today's standards. As this vision forms, don't concern yourself with how it might manifest. Instead, feel the energy of this expanded reality. Notice how your body responds to this greater possibility. Allow yourself to merge with the feeling of this vision as if it were already real. Breathe into any resistance that arises, knowing that discomfort often signals the edge of your current beliefs. Let your consciousness expand beyond these edges, embracing the vastness of what's possible. Hold this expanded state for several minutes, anchoring it in your being. Chapter 30. The Visionary Existence. In the highest mountains, where ancient wisdom whispers through ageless peaks, there lived a sage named Ilara. Unlike others who sought enlightenment through separation from the world, Ilara embraced life in its fullness, understanding that every moment offered an opportunity for conscious creation. You see Ilara move through her days as though dancing with the universe itself. When she tended her garden, she first held the vision of flourishing plants in her mind. As she prepared her meals, she visualized the nourishment flowing through her body. In every action, no matter how small, she maintained an unwavering connection to her creative power. Those who observed her noticed that her life seemed to flow with an effortless grace, as though reality itself bent to meet her inner vision. Yet when asked about her secret, she would simply smile and say, "I have merely remembered what you have temporarily forgotten, that life itself is an ongoing act of creation. In the valleys below the mountains flows a river named Eternal. Since time immemorial, it has carved its path through the landscape, never questioning its journey toward the vast ocean. As it approaches its destination, there is no struggle, no resistance. The river simply becomes one with the greater body of water, its individual identity dissolving into the whole. This river teaches you a profound truth about your own journey with visualization. Just as the river naturally flows toward its destination, your pictures seek to merge with physical reality. There is no separation between your inner world and the outer manifestation. They are one continuous flow of creation. The practice of visualization is not a temporary tool to be used and set aside. It is the very essence of conscious living, as natural as breathing. Every thought you hold, every image you nurture in your mind contributes to the ongoing creation of your reality. Take your journal and find a quiet space where you can reflect deeply. Begin by writing about how visualization has transformed your understanding of reality thus far. Then contemplate the following questions. How will you incorporate the practice of visualization into your morning routine? Write about specific moments when you will pause to align your inner vision with your desired reality. In what ways can you maintain conscious awareness of your creative power throughout your daily activities? Consider ordinary tasks that can become opportunities for visualization. What evening practices will help you review and strengthen your visions before sleep? Write your answers as though you are already living this way, using present tense to anchor these practices in your reality. Let your words serve as a blueprint for your journey as a conscious creator. Conclusion. You stand now at a sacred threshold, having journeyed through the ancient wisdom that has been shared across generations. The power of visualization. This divine gift that transforms thoughts into reality now flows naturally through your consciousness. Like a master artist who has learned to wield their brush with precision, you possess the ability to paint your desires onto the canvas of existence. This knowledge you now hold is not merely information to be stored away, but a living force that grows stronger with each passing day. The practice of visualization has awakened something timeless within you. The recognition that you are and always have been a conscious creator of your reality. This wisdom cannot be unlearned, for it resonates with the deepest truth of your being. You see now that visualization is not a technique to be used occasionally, but the very essence of conscious living. As you move forward from these words, carry this understanding. Your creative power knows no bounds. Each day presents countless opportunities to align your inner vision with your desired reality, whether in moments of quiet reflection or amid daily activities. You possess the ability to shape your experience through the power of your focused imagination. Find a quiet space where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to carry you deeper into a state of peaceful awareness. Begin to feel a warm glow of gratitude emanating from your heart for this journey of discovery. Now envision your life as an ever-expanding spiral of light, each turn bringing new opportunities for growth and creation. See yourself moving through your days with the quiet confidence of one who understands their creative power. Feel the joy of watching your visions manifest with increasing ease and grace. Imagine your future unfolding like a golden path before you, illuminated by the light of infinite possibilities. See yourself touching the lives of others through your enhanced awareness, your very presence inspiring those around you to recognize their own creative potential. Allow waves of gratitude to wash over you as you embrace this gift of conscious creation. Take a moment to appreciate how far you've come and the boundless journey that lies ahead. When you feel complete, slowly open your eyes, knowing that you carry within you the eternal flame of creation. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book, which will change your life.